Imagine a woman so powerful that she made the mighty British Empire tremble. A queen who, at age 60, led an army of thousands against colonial forces when men refused to fight. This is the extraordinary story of Yaa Asantewaa, the warrior queen who became a symbol of resistance and courage in African history. The year is 1900, and we're in the heart of West Africa, in what is now modern-day Ghana. The Ashanti Kingdom, one of the most powerful empires in African history, faces its greatest challenge. The British have imprisoned their king, Prempeh I, and demanded the ultimate symbol of Ashanti power, the Golden Stool, a sacred throne believed to hold the spirit of the entire nation. Enter Yaa Asantewaa, the Queen Mother of Ejisu and the gatekeeper of the Golden Stool. She's not your typical grandmother. In her culture, the Queen Mother holds immense political power, choosing future kings and advising on crucial matters of state. But Yaa Asantewaa is about to transcend even this prestigious role. Picture the scene: a secret meeting of Ashanti leaders. The men, demoralized by years of British aggression, are considering surrender. Yaa Asantewaa, watching in disbelief, rises to speak. Her words, recorded for history, thunder through the assembly. "If you men will not go forward, then we will. I shall call upon my fellow women. We will fight the white men until the last of us falls in the battlefields." This electrifying moment transforms Yaa Asantewaa from a queen mother to a military commander. She mobilizes an army of 5,000 warriors, launching what becomes known as the War of the Golden Stool. Her strategy is brilliant. She doesn't just confront the British head-on. She employs guerrilla warfare tactics, using the dense forests to her advantage. Under her leadership, the Ashanti forces lay siege to the British fort in Kumasi, where Governor Frederick Hodgson and his wives are trapped. For months, they hold the British at bay. Yaa Asantewaa's warriors control the supply routes, forcing the Europeans to survive on minimal rations. The mighty British Empire, which controls nearly a quarter of the world's land surface, finds itself humbled by a grandmother and her determined army. The British response is fierce. They send thousands of troops from across their colonial territories, armed with modern weapons. But Yaa Asantewaa's forces don't make it easy. They fight with everything they have: traditional weapons, innovative tactics, and an unbreakable spirit. The siege of Kumasi lasts for months, becoming one of the longest in British colonial history. Yaa Asantewaa's warriors use their intimate knowledge of the terrain to launch surprise attacks, disappearing into the forest before the British can respond. They demonstrate that superior weapons don't always guarantee victory against determined defenders fighting for their culture and freedom. British accounts from the time reveal their frustration and, surprisingly, their admiration. One colonial officer wrote, "The enemy is invisible. They strike like lightning and vanish like smoke." Another noted, "The old woman's forces fight with a passion we have rarely encountered in these territories." The war rages on for several months, with casualties mounting on both sides. The Ashanti warriors, inspired by their queen's courage, fight ferociously. However, the British Empire's vast resources eventually begin to tell. By March 1901, after deploying overwhelming force, they finally capture Yaa Asantewaa. The British exile her to the Seychelles Islands, thousands of miles from her homeland, where she joins King Prempeh I. Yet even in defeat, she achieves a remarkable victory. The Golden Stool, the sacred symbol she fought to protect, remains hidden from the British. They never capture it during their entire colonial rule. Yaa Asantewaa dies in exile in 1921, but her legacy grows stronger with each passing year. she becomes a powerful symbol of anti-colonial resistance and female leadership, not just in Ghana, but across Africa. Her story challenges the colonial narrative that African women were passive observers in their history. Today, her name adorns schools, markets, and museums across Ghana. The Yaa Asantewaa Girls' Secondary School inspires young women to be leaders. Her face appears on currency and stamps. Annual festivals celebrate her courage and determination. What makes Yaa Asantewaa's story particularly relevant today is how it demonstrates the power of cultural resistance. She fought not just for territory, but for the soul of her nation. The golden stool she protected still exists, a testament to her success in preserving Ashanti culture despite colonial pressures. Her famous words continue to inspire. How can a proud and brave people like the Ashanti sit back and watch while white men take away their king and chiefs and humiliate them with a demand for the golden stool? The golden stool only means dignity and pride to the Ashanti people. In an era when female military leaders were rare in any culture, Yaa Asantewaa shattered expectations. She proved that leadership knows no gender, that courage knows no age, and that resistance to injustice knows no bounds. Her story reminds us that history's most powerful moments often come when someone stands up and says, "Enough," even against impossible odds. Think about it. A grandmother leading an army against the world's most powerful empire, fighting not just for territory, but for cultural survival. In many ways, Yaa Asantewaa's struggle resonates with modern battles for cultural preservation and identity. Her legacy challenges us to consider: what values would we fight to protect? What principles are worth standing up for, even against overwhelming odds?